Hello, everyone, and welcome to this new series that I will call Base Account for Vibecoders and Experienced Devs. And that's because I will go through the guides of some of the coolest features, sub-account, spend permissions, base space, sign in with base, and I will show you, if you're a Vibecoder, how you can use the docs with your agent to create these features. And I will show you, if you're an experienced dev, how you can use the docs and do things slowly, manually, carefully, and implement them in your app. And I will be getting questions. We will be doing more stuff, but that's the idea. That's the idea of this series as I'm trying to film it right now. And yeah, before we start though, if you're not familiar with Base Account, one, what are you doing? And two, if you're a user, you can go to account.base.app. I think that's a good surface for you to kind of start discovering Base Account. But more importantly, this series is very much for developers or people who want to become developers or vibe coders or, people who want to touch code, want to build stuff, right? If you're just a user of Base Account, this might be useful for you to understand how things work if you want. But if you're a developer, if you want to become a developer, if you're a vibe coder, I think these series are going to be very, very useful to you. And so the most important thing to understand is that Base Account is the surface through which your user or your users will interact with your base app, right? And when I say base app, I don't mean the base app. I mean your app that is built on base. So over time, more and more users of Base have the Base app, right? They have an account in the Base app, and that same account can be used across multiple other web surfaces. And so that's why it's important to kind of start thinking, if you're building on Base, how you can tap into that user base of Base. And one of the best ways, not the only way, again, open standards, open protocol, anyone can build anything on it, but one of the best ways to interact with, and hopefully, continues to be that way, to interact with mini apps, with base apps today, is base accounts. And so, starting this series with a very simple example, right? Like, just to show you how we're going to do this, the idea is that, for example, we have this guide, right? It shows you how to integrate base account using HTML and JS, not Next.js, not React, not Vite, no other framework. All you need is HTML and JavaScript, right? And so this should be easy. And when it comes to the vibe coding piece, I think we should get it done pretty quickly. So I have Claude code here, and I'll simply just copy the guide and I'll say, create me a page that does what is in this guide. That's it. Like, I honestly, probably I didn't even need to say this, but let me just paste the guide and let it do its thing. So, I think in a little bit, I will have a page, an HTML page that I can show you that has sign in with Base and Base Pay. And like that, it's going to be done. So here it is. It seems that it's been done. It seems that I need to run npx serve and then open the local host. Let me see if the agents actually can do this. You do it. Why do you ask me to do things? I shouldn't be like, I'm a princess. Okay. Yes. And don't ask me again. That's awesome. That's great. Let's see. Let's open localhost 3000. The favorite one. Okay, lo and behold, here we go. So let's click sign in with Base, and it seems to be working. And then let's Base Pay also works. That's awesome. That's amazing. That's perfect. And that's agentic coding for you. Okay, so it's so easy, and I didn't do anything in between, and that's how easy it is to implement Base Pay and sign in with Base using HTML and JS. So obviously, why is this one so simple? So this one is too simple, right? Like, you shouldn't expect it to be this easy all the time, but it's going to be very close, right? Because it's only copy paste in here. And if you look here, actually in the terminal, let me exit the terminal and then let me open the code here. It's here. So as I open it, you can see it's simply an HTML file, right, that we copied right from the guide. So this one is pretty easy, actually. Anyone can do it. But the next one may not be that easy, and that's why you should watch.